Now let us understand what is the increment and decrement operators and what exactly is concept of using these operators. Now there are two types of increment decrement operators. And this is the increment operator, which is pre-increment, and this is post-increment. So similarly we have pre-decrement and post-decrement. Now I plus plus means I is equal to I plus 1, and plus plus I means I is equal to I plus 1. So what exactly is the difference between I plus plus and plus plus I? Whereas both of them mean I is equal to I plus 1. So the difference is in the expression where they are used. So in case I say int x is equal to 1 and I say int y is equal to x plus 1 plus plus. So this statement is equivalent to y is equal to x and x is equal to x plus 1. So this will give us a result of y will be equal to 1 and x will be equal to 2. And in case I write y is equal to, let us first see the output from this, and x also. I'll say x is equal to and y is equal to this. So I put down y is equal to x plus plus. So x, the value is first put down in the expression, as I have said, y is equal to x, and then x is incremented by 1. So the output is x is equal to 2 and y remains 1. So we can just compare this with this. Y is equal to x, x is 1, so y goes to 1, and x is equal to x plus 1, which is 1 plus 1, which goes to 2. So now instead of x plus plus, I'll say this is equal to plus plus x. Now this is equivalent to x is equal to x plus 1 and then y is equal to x. So the difference is that here first x is incremented by 1 and its value is then substituted in the expression, and then y is assigned the incremented value. So we'll again check up the difference in the output. So now you can see x is 2, y is again 2. So even though both I plus plus and plus plus I, they have the same meaning, that I is incremented by 1, yet in the expression they give an altogether different result when you use them as a expression in an expression. So we can just make this more complex. So in case I say y is equal to x plus plus minus x plus plus. So what happens in this case? What is x and what is y? So now as we can see that the number of times we say plus plus x or x plus plus, x is incremented by 1 every time we write this statement. So x starting from 1 will become 2 here and will become 3 here. So x goes to 3. And what happens to y? Now what happens to y is, now plus plus x means it is first incremented and then the value is put down in the expression, then minus x plus plus. So the value of x will be put down in the expression and then it will be increased in the memory to 3. So the net result of the expression will be 2 minus 2 will be 0. So y goes to 0 and x goes to 3. So we'll just check up whether this is the same output that we are expecting. So you can see x is equal to 3, y is equal to 0. So we can try up with some decrement operator. So I'll say minus minus x minus x minus minus. So again, okay, I'll mix up both. Let us take this case. X is equal to 1 and y is equal to minus minus x minus x plus plus. So as we can see, the x decrements by 1, then increments by 1. So x remains as such 1. And coming to y, we can just see minus x means x is first reduced by 1 and then it is put down in the expression. So the value put down in the expression is 0 minus x plus plus. So x plus plus is the value is put down in the expression and then the value is incremented. So value is 0. So 0 minus 0 is again 0. So y comes down to be 0. We'll just check up to confirm the result. How x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. So this is how we can check up for any increment or decrement operator what values comes, because as we move from left to right we can the value of every operand is first calculated in Java and then the expression is calculated as a whole. So we can take up another example, say x plus plus minus of minus x. So we can see again x gets incremented by 1, gets decremented by 1, x remains as 1, and in the expression we can see it is first put down the value in the expression, that is 1, then it is incremented in the memory by 1, it becomes 2, and then again it is first decremented by 1 and then put down in the expression. So again y comes out to be 0. So 1 is the value which is put down for this, gets incremented to 2, then here again it is first decremented and then put down in the expression, so the value comes out to be 0. So we'll again check up, again the same output is coming, x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. Now make a small change, x is equal to x plus plus, and then I'm trying to print x. Now what output is expected? X is equal to 1 and then we say x is equal to x plus plus. Now what happens in this case is the value of x is put down in the expression which is 1, and then in the memory it is incremented to 2, and then the assignment happens, which is this value is assigned to the left hand side. Now left hand side there is again x, so x again gets the value back to 1. So first the value is put down in the expression as 1, then in the memory x goes to 2, and then when the expression is calculated x again gets the value of 1, because this expression resolves to x is equal to 1. So finally x will have a value of 1. As you can just see, x resolves to x is equal to 1.